It's so nice to see all of you men out here, with your musical talents, going to play at Grimaldi.
Yes, it's gonna be a good show.
Absolutely. Well, I'm just recording this as of now. I haven't used Zoom as much as others, but I've got you all here, and I'm so excited. And the trip wasn't too long for everyone.
A bit, yeah.
All right. All right then. So I'm going to be doing the interview questions in English. I'm sure I could probably do some French translations as well. J'étudie le français depuis 20 J'étudie à le collège, à le lycée. Il y a plusieurs ans.
Nice. It's good.
Merci beaucoup. C'est ma deuxième langue. But I must be speaking English. I just like to practice for everyone. But yes. So for Monsieur Anglade and the team, I have a few questions to ask you. For those who may not know Lehmanns Brothers, how did the band form around? Because I know it kind of started in Angoulême.
Exactly. Yeah. So the band actually started in high school. So like it's 9 years old right now. So we started in Angoulême with the four, like the three of us here. So Doris on drums, Alvin on guitar, and me as the singer. So we met in high school, and the band started there, and we never stopped. So it's been a big journey. So it's kind of cool. Yeah.
Okay, some like school beginnings. Often you get your talents that way. I know I make music myself. It was mostly solo because a lot of the stuff I was into was too out there. But I'm glad to see they still have bands at some schools, because some institutes are cutting programs for music because of the budget. So I'm very glad you had that opportunity there.
We were lucky because when we were in Angoulême, we actually had a music class. So like we had a small rehearsal room, so we could actually practice and play music. So it was the lycée. It was High School Guest de Balzac in Angoulême. So shout out to them.
Super. Let's see right here. What brings you to perform at the Grimaldi Forum after so many months of not playing due to the pandemic? I'm sure probably some of you guys probably had to take second jobs or even live with your parents because you can't really play anywhere because of
this.
Porter en masque, c'est obligatoire.
So the show at the Grimaldi Forum was scheduled last year, I think. So we didn't have the opportunity to play last year, but they contact us this year to say, okay, let's try again. And so that's cool for us. Yeah. And about the pandemic and second job, so we have all the chance to be intermittent, the French word. So in France, we have a statue, not a statue like an
status.
Okay. So if we do 43 gigs in the year, so we get the next year money from the States because we have. Do you understand?
Oh yes, I understand there. I didn't even know they had such a program available for.
We are really lucky. Yeah, we're really lucky to be like doing music in like it works for all of like performance arts and stuff. We have this thing that the state has put in. It's been maybe like
I think
40 years, yeah. So like when artists don't work, we actually receive like a small amount of money. It's a good amount of money from the state to help us just create more, to be more yeah, to work as a musician, even though we don't have gigs. So actually, this year was quite okay for us. Even if we didn't have like live gigs, we financially it was kind of cool. So yeah.
I think that is a generous effort on part of le gouvernement français.
Yes.
Because when you go to États-Unis or Royaume-Uni, they don't even have such a program available. You're kind of on your own there. My friends, who are also a rock band, Enter Shikari, they had a little bit of that problem. I think one of the fellows to work at Woolworths, which is c'est un magasin qui s'appelle
It's like,
Carrefour.
it's like Walmart. Yeah.
Yeah, so I had to kind of work at the English version of like a Carrefour or Monoprix, just kind of get by when gigs were running short. So good one on you guys. I know you were definitely smart on your craft, and I hope more people get to know what you do there. And my next question is, what is your favorite song from your discography? Because there are so many ones that have been very interesting to me. I like the one where it goes heaven and then N.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
So actually, like those songs are from our first EP, which was actually like a really big deal for us because it was our first big release. So I think we all really liked MN. We liked MN because like the Afrobeat like vibe is really really cool. But we actually have a new song coming.
So I think the best song are the ones that are coming to the new EP. So you have to listen the new EP to really dig into the new music.
Yeah. So it's coming in October.
Yeah, the best is to come.
Yeah.
All right, then almost kind of like, you know, because we had the pandemic, you've done that little ditty on your YouTube channel, which I thought was pretty funny, and trying to give something new for the audience.
Yeah,
which would definitely be a breath of fresh air. I'll definitely even do a review on that for my YouTube channel. Cool. Promote the brilliance that is Lehmanns Brothers.
Thank you. Yeah, we actually used all the time we had during this pandemic to just create more music and hope to release it really soon. So one EP in October and probably another EP coming soon. Like we have so many songs to come. So and the best ones are coming.
Oh yes.
And the EP is called the Youngling, like the little one. And the single that we all love is called Inked. Like it's about tattooing. So yeah.
It's something young for the young people out there.
Yeah.
Kind of like you, I've done the same thing myself. Putting out some EPs and my debut album on Spotify. I go by Head Smoke because I realized, you know, there wasn't much to do. Unless, you know, my other job had cut hours. So I thought, let's just go on a creative journey to space.
True.
You guys are almost like the next generation of Parliament Funkadelic.
Thank you.
I'm not hopefully the only one to say that there. I'm sure the Clinton comparison would be quite honorable.
Yeah, thank you.
The Tommy Dog, with the dog, I want the dog. All right, the band name Lehmanns Brothers, was it meant to be satirical against the Lehman Brothers Bank, which went bust during 2008, 2009, or was it a reference to Lehmanns? Because
you know your stuff, man. You know your stuff. So actually, the band name you can, like, in English we say Lehmanns Brothers. Like we actually say it in English. And like at the time we were kind of young, like in high school, and we didn't know. Like the first year that the band was created, we didn't know about all the bank situation. So we actually chose the name of the band before knowing about the banks. So that was kind of weird because like maybe a year later, everyone was like, you know, there's a terrible bank in the USA that just went crazy, and we're like, no, it's not for this reason. And actually, the reason is that when we started the band, we were rehearsing in a small street in Angoulême called Avenue Lehmann, like Lehmanns Avenue, and we were rehearsing there like every week. So we're like, okay, we're like all boys, like brotherhood, you know, like we're the brothers from the Lehmanns Avenue, so Lehmanns Brothers. Simple as that.
Okay, so it comes from what humble beginnings.
Exactly. Yeah.
That is definitely very.
There's no money involved, no banks involved.
The driving.
Yeah, you know your stuff, man.
Yeah,
That's
Le
cool.
Mans, because I'm from Le Mans.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's funny because it's a small town that we just have the race, and I'm glad you
know about it.
know about it.
Merci beaucoup. Mainly because I'm a bit of a automotive nut, so I know a few things here and there. I'm
Cool.
sure probably a few people came to your town in Le Mans mainly because of that film with Christian Bale and Matt Damon. It was like
Damon, yeah.
Le Mans 66 or Ford contre Ferrari.
Yeah.
Pretty good, but Top Gear is better. But yes, don't bank at Lehmanns Brothers. not even Northern Rock. They went bust. Bomb. But yes, reeling things a little bit in. With some of the bands that you have referenced, I know like Jamiroquai, Roots, Tribe Called Quest. Have you ever met some of them in person, or perhaps even worked with one of their producers to help out on your EPs and albums?
Actually, we're more of we're auto-produced. Like we never met a producer. We do everything by ourselves. And actually, we never met Jamiroquai because, like, at the time we were created, it was like he did like they did a new album like 2 years ago or 3 years ago that was kind of like not as good as the other one. But actually, we had the opportunity when we first started to play with Maceo Parker and Fred Wesley, which are like big funk names because they were playing for James Brown. So this was actually I think it's like the first funk people we really met, and then we have the chance to play with some other guys. Not really. The thing is, in France, there's not a lot of funk music, so we have to wait for like the USA people to come to us. So we never actually had the time to meet some of them, but like we go to their gigs when they come to France.
And we have YouTube.
And we have YouTube, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Thanks to the 21st century.
Well, I know France is one of those strange countries in Europe or even around the world that has certainly claimed what you would say musique de noir or black music as a whole, especially with probably your most famous band with the Robots that done One More Time. They co-opted it. Daft Punk, who they no longer exist anymore, and they put all the sort of house, disco, funk elements in a lot of their stuff, particularly on Random Access Memory and Discovery. And I think there was another artist that done sort of like co-opting of the genres like you did, Christina and the Queens. They probably performed alongside you maybe at one time. I may not be so sure.
Never. Christine and the Queens never. Like actually, like for French bands actually, like there's the only French band that plays kind of our type of music that we did some stage on was like. Do you know Electro Deluxe?
No, I'm afraid not. Most of the French artists I know tend to be like the electronica stuff, like Daft Punk, Etienne Decressy.
Because there's the other big like funk. The other big funk band that there is in France is actually like Electro Deluxe. I think they come from Paris or Grenoble. They come from Grenoble, I think.
Oh yeah, Grenoble. I actually know a few people who live not too far away from there, so I'll definitely check them out.
Yeah, Electro Deluxe. It's like funk R&B. It's kind of soul. Like the singer is a big soul singer, like crooner type, and the arrangements are kind of funk jazzy. So yeah, it's interesting.
You have to listen.
Yeah.
Oh yes, well, you could probably send me like a Spotify link to it or YouTube or on your spare time. But I don't want to promote other people's bands. Your band is so golden that most of my British and American friends are like, "Oh, I don't really know who Lehmanns Brothers are. I must check them out." Indeed, you're definitely a one of a kind sort of operation here, and I'll even go as far as to say, with the French music scene, because I know we touched on this a little bit. What would you say is the most unique and interesting about it, even on the funk, jazz, and R&B end of things?
So I must say, like, actually, like in France, most of French music, I guess, is more of the electronic side, and for funk and for funk soul, we are really limited. Like there's Electro Deluxe, there is the Lehmanns Brothers, but like I can only say maybe 5 names, and most of our influences just go to like American music and American black music because there's nothing better to like as an influence. There's nothing better. So for sure, like I guess France is cool because they're open to this kind of music because they're that's how we kind of worked here also is because there's not a lot of funk bands, so it's kind of our way to navigate in the industry, so it's kind of cool. And yeah, I think most of French scene is more of the electronic side. You have like people like DJ Snake who are French and they're doing like billions of streaming on Spotify and stuff. So or yeah, all the Ed Banger records, all the French touch of electronic music. Yeah.
Okay. I've always been fascinated by l'histoire de la musique française, mainly because when I was growing up, a lot of the songs I listened to were from France or the United Kingdom, and slight degree Les Pays-Bas or Netherlands, and l'Espagne. Now, in terms of similar music in your genre, I would go as far as say Gotan Project, which I think are Argentine. I know one of the members is French, but you probably know who Gotan Project is. They've done that album La Revancha del Tango, who's complètement en espagnol. Which I thought
yeah, we just found out like it was maybe 2 weeks ago. There's like a big French singer called Michel Jonas, which does like some quirky fusiony funk songs. It's kind of weird, and he has a really interesting voice. And we just found out about him like 2 weeks ago, and it's kind of interesting. So there's maybe some little gold pépites, as we say in French, that we can find. But yeah, it's kind of limited actually. So yeah.
Well, I'm very proud of your the history of the music, especially in the country. Everything from like Serge Gainsbourg, Je t'aime, même moi non plus, Johnny Hallyday, all the way to you guys.
Yeah.
So, well, I won't get started on Gainsbourg because you've done a song called Lemon Incest. We're not going to go into that. But I did do a good cover of Get On Up, I'm a Sex Machine with James Brown, who you influence yourselves.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
But getting back to the next questions, out of all the band members, who do you think is closest in spirit to Miles Davis or John Coltrane?
I guess maybe the horns here. Like those guys here are the two horn player. So
okay.
Laurent is the saxophone player and Jordan is the trombone player. So
because initially I was under the assumption that Julien or maybe Florent was the one that encapsulated the spirit of Davis of Coltrane, but it's nice to know someone feels the vibes, because jazz is definitely one of the greatest music art forms there is. It can be electronic or simple, or whichever way you want to improvise it, which even leads me to the next question as well. I didn't have too many just for time purposes, but you know, whatever works, I suppose. Influence-wise, your music somewhat reminds me of even experimental bands like Mr. Bungle, Jagga Jazzist, Red Snapper, and Thievery Corporation. Are those fair comparisons?
So the funny thing is, when you send me this the question, we never heard of some of the bands. We know Jagga Jazzist for sure because this is like some cool bands that we listen, but we never listened to Mr. Bungles and stuff. So we listened it to in the van, and it was kind of interesting because like remind us of all the fusion side of stuff. You know, like we like to mix styles, and but it was really interesting, and we like it's a good discovery. So thank you for the for the band. And I can fair comparison. I guess yes, because we're 6 people here, and we all come from different backgrounds. Sorry, my English. We come from different background as musical education. Some of us just play music. Some of us went to conservatories, school of music and stuff. So I think all of different influences come in our music, and there's of course jazz in every bit of our music. There is some kind of jazz because we like to improvise. On est un peu des jazzeux, quoi. We like jazz.
I do too. I know my first experience with jazz music, oddly enough, was from a video game called SimCity. SimCity 3000 or SimCity 3000, which is I still play it to this day. Even though it's from the 1990s, it never gets old. Oh, I'm sure your first introduction to jazz or funk might have been from, like I said earlier on, Parliament Funkadelic or Miles Davis. Often not because of, you know, budget cuts at certain schools. You have to kind of get education from the outside.
Yeah.
Because everyone at the schools, at least the music schools I know, they would rather teach Vivaldi or Wagner, Tchaikovsky, because, oh, it's more fine. Can I have a glass of apéritif? Une tasse de Chambord, s'il vous plaît.
Refined music, yes, sir. Actually, we kind of all went, not all of us, but we, like right now we all live in Tours, like it's a small city in the center of France, not small, but it's in the center of France. And there is an actual jazz music school that teaches only jazz, I guess, like you know, like not old jazz, but like traditional jazz, swing, like okay. Swing jazz from the 20s to the 80s and stuff. So we all have this kind of background. We did not all graduate it because we don't have time for school. We have some gigs to do, but you know, but.
I didn't get my music education at université either. I was mostly just kind of self-taught. I can't play, you know, A, F, B minor. It's just whatever comes to mind, which I think is the best way to approach jazz. Yeah. It's not restricted to time signatures and notes.
Most of us play music like from the heart and from the spontaneous thing, you know, like I've done 1 year of jazz school, but I mostly learn music alone. Alvin, c'est un peu pareil. Alvin, the guitar player also.
He was a bit hidden there from the corner.
It's quite the same for me. I learned when I have 8 years old with my cousin, just in the room. So I comment on dit autodidacte.
So yeah, and that's the beauty of kind of our music, is because like funk music doesn't need like the deep understanding of maybe classical music. Like you can do simple stuff, it grooves, it sounds good, and it's okay. like you need some kind of level of education to play Wagner or the symphony of Mozart and stuff. So we don't have time for this. We don't have time.
No,
we just
no.
have to play music. Come on.
The top charts in France will forgive you because no 25-year-old listens to Mozart or Tchaikovsky unless they go very rich background, maybe Les Enfants d'Emmanuel Macron.
Yeah.
L'éducation pour la musique classique.
Yeah, for sure.
Sorry, I might be deported from France if I say Les Enfants de Macron ou Les Enfants de Lehmanns. She would play bad because it's too much immigrant. It is evil. It is foreign. If Lehmanns had some say in it, but
Exactly.
well, you're in Monaco, so you're in a different country of your own, La Principalité. But I will say, before we finish this interview, did you happen to see Soul?
The movie from the
Film d'animation de Pixar.
yeah.
I'm sure you can relate to it to some degree. And then The Eddie. C'est en série de l'émission de Netflix.
J'ai pas vu The Eddie, moi. The Eddie, c'est l'émission Netflix qui parle de...
À propos de la leçon de jazz en Paris. C'est excellent.
Okay.
So yeah, well, it's very nice talking to all of you. I'll definitely post this for everyone to see. You're more than welcome to share and retweet, and abonnez-vous for more videos and much more. I'm sorry I put in the French and stuff every once in a while because it helps for more international. And
French is good. It's good. You have to go little by little, and progress arrives. It's okay.
oh yes, definitely, because where I live, well, hold on one second. We'll talk after this. But definitely feel free to continue on your craft. I hope to see more of your venues that you play as you go on. Hopefully, once the COVID restrictions die down and I can travel with my passport, I will definitely see you either in Monaco or Belgium, Belgique, Espagne, Italy, wherever.
This summer we're going to Italy, to Spain, to Albania, to Germany also. So it's gonna be a good summer. Monaco. We're in Monaco right now. So,
All right. Are you also complètement vacciné?
We're all going to be vaccinated too. So,
Okay. Just get the 5s because the others, and then Sputnik. It is too rushed.